got into a little talk about major 6 chords because this one song request I got from Jose was like this sort of tropical sounding song by the Last Dinosaurs, and it was pretty good. It's called Honolulu by the Last Dinosaurs, and it sounded really tropical. It was kind of like so we started talking a little bit about major 6 chords, and just wanted to show like one thing that happens on accident to a lot of people, and it's good to know. Like when you're learning bar chords, a lot of people, like their finger does it wrong and you accidentally hit this upper note, and that's actually a major 6 chord. So like a lot of times I tell my students, if they do that, if it sounds like a Hawaiian song, then they're doing it wrong, because like if you're playing like kind of a folky song, just a standard 1-4-5, like G major, C major. So I get that, I have that note, not. So if you hear this tropical sound, then it's wrong, but it's actually can be really cool on purpose. So you'd be like G major. You just actually bar that on purpose. So you could be like G major. It sounds cool to slide in between. So now this is C major 6 and G major 6. So G major. You're just borrowing all 4. The question is, how do you make this chord into a major 6 if you want all major 6s? Well, the way I usually do it is almost is going to feel like you're doing C major 7, so except the bass is going to stay G. So you just do 3rd finger here on 5, middle finger, pinky, your 1st finger, and then you have your. So this is the extra note you need to add. So there's G major 6 with pinky right there, because this is the 5, this is the 1-5. Here's the 6. So then you gotta either pick, like you could add this note in there. I just do this, it sounds brighter. So. You can move this shape, this major 6 shape, over to the right, so you go G major 6. Except it doesn't sound like this. Sounds more bright major 6, probably because the highest note is the 6. So you could do G major up here. And the other major 6 shape that like they were using in that song is this. This is kind of cool if you want to add extensions around it. So this would be like G major 6. It's a little dark down there though. It almost sounds like kind of scary. So like you can move that up to here. So you could do is move this little shape around. So it'd be 10, 9, 9. Then And you can start adding like extra notes. C major 6. I still think this sounds more tropical though. So, I mean, you could start to add that note in. It sounds different though. So yeah, I tend to think of these brighter ones, the 6 up on top. And the part of the question was, what's the difference between major 7s and major 6s? Like, major 7s can sound really, I don't know, they can sound really sad. So, like, if I want to make a chord progression sadder, sometimes I'll just start throwing major 7s in there, like, especially in the key of C. So if you had C, C to F. Like folk, except the tone on this guitar is a little weird right now, but if you want to make it a little sadder, you just lift this finger up and this is a major 7. And F major 7. So to go back to these examples, like here would be F major, G major 7. There's two ways I would do it, either like this. So 3, 4, 4, 3. And then C major 7, 3, 5, 4, 5, 3. Now this chord diatonically, if you stay in a G major scale, is actually not a major 7. It would be a dominant 7. You can still do major 7 though. Just this note, C sharp, is not in the key of G. Like here's a G scale. It has regular C, not C sharp. So you have to be careful if you're soloing not to screw that up. You can still do it, all major 7s. One trick I like to do for G major 7 or any major 7 with a root note down here is put your thumb and make like a top of a minor chord. Put your thumb there. To me, it doesn't really sound like tropical music. Like the sixes sound like brighter and happier. This could sound kind of sad, especially if you finger picked it. Especially if you start adding lower bass notes into it. But I guess you could say the same thing if you pick slow on the major 6. It would sound a little sad. But definitely not as much. But again, I think some of it's just the voicing, because this voicing, the order of the notes is pretty bright. The 6 is up on top. Although with this voicing, the 7, the major 7's up on top. Sounds like smoother, or a little sadder. Because they're using the same voicing for the 6s, like this one. Sounds real bright and tropical. Versus major 7s. This is G major 7, C major 7, G major 6, C major 6. And And usually I think to add those over the 1/4 chords, which in the key is G, the 1 chord is G and the 4 chord is C. So anyways, just kind of some thoughts I was having after that discussion.